All right, Algebra 1A students, welcome to part 1 of lesson 1.8. We're going to start talking today about equations. Throughout chapter 1 so far, we've been talking about algebraic and numerical expressions, which we've been simplifying using the distributive property, combining like terms, and things like that. Now today we get an introduction to an equation. An equation is different because an equation uses an equal sign. Okay, an equation has an equal sign as part of the sentence, part of the mathematical sentence. Okay, so things like 1 plus 1 equals 2 would be an equation. X plus x equals 2x would be an equation. Things like that. Okay. Now we have a couple of vocabulary words that we need to write down here. One would be the word true. An equation is true if the expressions on either side of the equal sign are equal. Okay, so an equation can be true if what it says is true, like 1 plus 1 equals 2, or 5 plus 2 equals 7. Right? All of those things are true. They're true equations. Okay, an equation can also be false. Can be false if the expressions on either side of the equal sign are not equal. If it says something crazy like 1 plus 1 is 3, or 2 plus 7 is 22, or something crazy like that. Okay. If it says something that is for sure, most definitely not true, then we would say that equation is false. And then the other option is to say an equation is open. An equation is open. Okay? If there are variables, meaning letters, right? X, Y, Z, A, B, C, things like that. If there are variables and numbers, and might be true and might be false depending on the value of the variable. So something like that would be, let's say, X plus 3 equals 10. Okay, this would be an example of an open equation because there is a number I could put in for x to make it true. I could say x is 7, right? If I put a 7 in for x, then it would be true. But if I put a 5 in for x, then it's not true. Okay, so 7 makes it true, 5 makes it not true. So it might be true, it might not. We call that open. Open when it's maybe true, maybe not. Okay, so what I'd like you to do for just a minute is take a look at these 3 equations here, where we have some things on the left side and the right side of the equal sign. I want you to decide, are they true, are they false, or are they open equations? Okay, pause the video, take a look there real quick, and come on back and I'll show what we should have. Letter A is most definitely open. Letter B is most definitely true. 16 minus 7 is 9, and 4 plus 5 is also 9. And then letter C is false, because 32 divided by 8 is 4. 2 times 3 is 6. 4 does not equal 6. That's false. Okay? So hopefully true, false, and open equations make sense to you, and you can decide which one is which in your practice problems. Okay? Now, the other thing that I'm going to ask you to do in your practice problems is to check and see if something is a solution to an equation. And a solution to an equation is the value of the variable piece, the value that we would put in for the letter, that makes that equation true. Okay? So for example, when I had that equation x plus 3 equals 10, I mentioned above that putting in 7 for x would make the equation true. So that means x equals 7 is a solution. X equals 7 is a solution because if I put a 7 into the equation where x is, we see that 7 plus 3 most certainly is 10, so that makes it true, so x equals 7 is a solution. Now, when I ask you to check and see if a number or a certain value for x is a solution, it's actually quite a simple process. This problem here, this example says, is x equals 6 a solution of the equation 32 equals 2x plus 12? All we have to do is take this number 6 right here and put it where the x is in this equation. Okay. Now remember that the x here is being multiplied by 2 because there's a number and a letter right next to each other. So what we have is 2 times 6 plus 12. Right? When we replace the x with a 6, we end up with 2 times 6 plus 12. 2 times 6 is 12. 12 plus 12 is 24. So the answer there is 24. Does that equal 32? No, it doesn't. Right? 24 and 32 are not the same thing. 32, 24 do not equal each other. So the answer here is no, it is not a solution. Okay, that would be our final answer. No, it's not a solution because 24 does not equal 32. Okay? So I'd like you to try one for yourself here and tell me, is m equals 1/2 a solution to the equation 6m minus 8 equals negative 5? Okay? So you have to plug the 1/2 in where you see the m and then see if it ends up equaling negative 5. So pause the video, plug that in and check it, then come on back and I'll show you what we should have. Okay, when we do 6 times 1/2, we end up with 3. Okay, 6 times 1/2 is 3. 3 minus 8 is now the left side of our equal sign. The question for us is, does that equal negative 5? And the answer is most definitely yes. Yes, it does. So we would say yes, m equals 1/2 is a solution to this equation because putting 1/2 in for m makes that equation true. Okay? If you have questions about checking a solution, plugging a number in and checking a solution, please make sure you ask me in class tomorrow. If not, that's all I have for you tonight. Have a wonderful night.